Hey guys, this is Moses from the Moses Services. I'm here back again for a video on if any Congolese English dialect exists. I would like to know if there is any Congolese Congolese dialect in English. Do we have an English dialect here in Congo? I'm not talking about American English, American accent, British English, British accent, Zambian English, Zambian accent. I'm talking about a specific Congolese English. First of all, I would like to define the word accent. If you check in my other videos, you will find that I've already made a video on accent and dialect. A dialect is another variety of a certain language. For instance, American English, British English are dialects of English. Swahili of Lubumbashi or of Congo, Swahili of Rwanda, Swahili Bora are dialects of Swahili. Canadian French, French, Congolese French, Western African French are dialects of French. Now I would like to know, is there any dialect of English in DRC? Because English in DRC is taught at primary school, in some schools even at kindergarten, secondary school, even a curriculum at university. English is such quite an important language in Congo that it is taught all over the country, in all domains, from the primary school, maybe in some schools, secondary school, all the curriculum 5 or 6 times per week in a class, and at university it is a very serious class. And above all, many shops in Congo, many boutiques, many stores are named in English. Maybe you can find somewhere you say the gift of God, you can find Jack and Jones, you can find Kasongo's, the new world, the new message, a new light, discovery. You see a lot of shops in English here in DRC, especially in Lubumbashi. I'm taking a specific case. Also, there is another point. There are a lot of English centers here in Lubumbashi. Even in Congo, a lot of English institutions whereby English is being taught. We have Kali, we have BEC, we have the American Space, we have Visa, we have BBC, we have quite a lot of English places where people meet, communicate, English clubs. Every Saturday, every week, during the week, every day, there are people who speak English, who want to learn English, families who learn, who want to improve, and so on. Why do people want to learn English in DRC? If a Congolese English accent can't exist, if a Congolese English dialect can't exist. And I truly believe, in my opinion, if somebody asks me, is there any Congolese accent, I would say, yes, yes, it exists. Maybe not officially, that is not the problem, but it surely exists. I will tell you a story. When Christophe Colomb went and discovered the New World, the Americas, he found Indians. They were speaking maybe Indian English, not English, but Indian languages. They were speaking, they were breathing, their life, their way of clothing, their culture, their civilization, their way of planting, food, whatever they were doing was special. And they had specific names to those things. Now what happens? Christopher Columbus, as a discoverer, as an explorer, and as an adventurer, had to travel all over the world. And what was he doing? Whenever he reached a place like Stanley or Diego Cao, they should write a letter back to their mother countries. So did Christopher Columbus. He wrote a letter in which, for the first time, were used very new words from people who were living in America. We were calling them Amerindians. Well, like moccasin, pig, and many other words taken from those people. He wrote a letter. Here, people are not cultivating like us. They are doing this. Sugar canes, plantations, they are wearing moccasins, they are wearing such clothes, they are speaking such a language, they are doing this. For instance, spoon. Here they do not say spoon, they use such a word. Casserole, they are not using it. House, they are calling such a word. You see? Automatically, the same day, an American English was born, in my opinion, but not officially. and American English was completely born on that day. How come? It is exactly the same way here in Congo. When English reached this country, people started learning, speaking, willing to improve their English in their jobs, in their professions. Accents developed. Each one speaks in his own way. Not only accent, but also the dialect was born. For example, an American can never understand when I say, can you give me a small food? Or maybe, can you give me a small bottle of water? Or can you give me a small word which means father? Only Congolese can understand ka small, but an American can never understand ka small. Or can you, this is a new word in English. To mean, this is a brand new word in English. A small, ka. It's specific to Congolese. When I say, this place is like Kenya, it is not different from Russia. This guy, this boss is Shikata. These terms are specific to Congolese. You will never hear, you will never see a Native American using a word like shikata, like ka word, ka small, beton, fachi. You see, only Congolese, je ne fais. Only Congolese can use those terms. Automatically, they take some English connotations. They become English words as long as we use them in English. Check online, you will find the language from Nigeria called Nuchi. Nuchi is a language which was created by Nigerians. It's a combination of French, English, Yoruba, their mother tongues. They created an English dialect called Nuchi. Now it has got a grammar book, vocabulary book, pronunciation book. Even an English dialect from Congo, Congolese English, can surely exist. Why? When it becomes official. For instance, English becomes an official language, English becomes a national language, a language of business in official settings. For instance, the president has to make his speeches in English, and so on. It is very possible. I have the expectation that it will happen some days, because for instance, Indian English did not exist until India was colonized by British people. And now we have an Indian English, grammar books, vocabulary books, and pronunciation book. We have an Indian, Zambian English. We have South African dictionary. I know a professor from the British Council. He teaches at the Oxford. David Crystal, if you can check online. He went to South Africa, but did not understand anything of what people were saying. For instance, robots was not used for a robot, but it was used for... Can you guess the meaning of robot in South African English? It means traffic light. You see, paparazzi. It is clearly South African, which means fufu in Congo. But in South Africa, it is paparazzi, porridge made out of flour. You see, whenever English reaches a territory, a place where people start using it, they include some local words. We call it local texture of a language. It creates a brand new language. Reason why I believe that a Congolese English exists. Please, I want to see you in your comments if you really believe the way I do, and I would like to have your opinion as well. Thank you. This is Moses from the Moses Services. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Ciao.